The Detroit Red Wings, I don't know. They're chaos. Um, I'm looking at their last couple games. 5-4 loss in overtime to Columbus. 3-1 win in Winnipeg against the Jets. 5-3 win at home against the Bruins. Two 5-2 losses against Ottawa. One at home, one on the road. 5-4 loss in overtime to the Rangers. Oh yeah, then there's that. They lost 11-2 to the Penguins. Before that, they lost 2-1 to the Lightning. They lost 5-2 to the Islanders. They beat the Flyers 6-3. Kraken beat them at home or in Seattle 4-2. Close game in Vancouver, they won it 1-0. Scoring fiasco in Edmonton ended up 7-5 for the Oilers. Skip back a couple of games. They lost to the Coyotes, one of the worst teams in the NHL, 9-2. Then there was that game against the Maple Leafs a few games before that, 10-7. This it's the tale of two teams, and what's causing that? My thought is Jeff Blashill. I've supported Detroit keeping Blashill for quite a few years now. My thought was these teams aren't very good. He doesn't have a lot of players to work with. Like when he first started, his first year they made the playoffs. They lost to Tampa, and Tampa's a good team. They had gone to the Stanley Cup final the year before. Lost to Chicago in 2015, and they played them again in the first round. They went pretty deep and lost to Pittsburgh in the semifinals in Game 7. It was a good Tampa team. Can't really blame him there. But he got stuck with a lot of the Ken Holland old the old players that Holland went after, and you see him doing it in Edmonton now with Duncan Keith. And he's just not a good general manager. So I realize, you know, those old players are past their prime. He's stuck with working with them. So it's not a surprise that they're doing bad, and they need to do a rebuild, and that's going to take a few years. So they go to shit, get a lot of these nobody players, um, and they start the rebuild. And then they have their awful season, 2020. I think they had, 39 points. It was something terrible. And they get the fourth overall draft pick. You get Lucas Raymond, and you're drafted in the first spot every round. So it's just, they're a bad team. They don't have players to work with. That's why Blashill's not winning games. But here's the thing: he got effort. You could tell that those players were working hard. They were fighting for him. They were fighting to win, but they just weren't good enough. But as we move forward, you got new young players like Lucas Raymond, Moritz Seider, you got Larkin Bertuzzi. You got two solid lines with this team now. But there's three teams that show up. There's a team that will absolutely choke you. They will win the game. There's a team that will compete, but they'll play to the level of their opponent. And those are the close games that you see. And then there's a team that just doesn't care. 9-2 against the Coyotes. Blashill was chewing out the bench. Didn't get a reaction. So his contract's up at the end of the year. I don't think that Steve Yzerman should renew his contract. I think that he's lost touch with the players. He's the second longest tenured coach in the NHL. And in a coaching position, you need some turnover because the voice gets old, players stop listening, and it's not useful to have a coach that no one respects in the locker room anymore. And if Detroit wants to win, I think that moving on from Blashill is going to be the best option for them. So I hope they do that. And we'll see how the future holds. Hopefully this year they can get a decent draft pick. At least they moved up a little bit, but having the good players moving up is nice. But just seeing that effort, once we see them putting in the effort every single night, I think Wings fans are going to be happy, and I can see this team going places. But Blashill just can't stick around. And that's coming from someone who's supported him for the past, what is it now, 6 years, 5, 6 years. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Um, Let me know if you agree or disagree. Does Blashill deserve to stick around? Leave it in the comment section below, and have a great day.